Okay, so thank you very much for having me today. I'll start. Well, we have like a dozen slides. The first part is just boring. The second part is kind of okay, and the third part is weird. So we can go through the next 20 minutes very quick on this. Can we? Possibly, yeah. Okay, this is the boring part. We are a group, as you probably know, with 110 years of history. We do different things. The publishing, let's say, component is already what we are talking about today. The Agostini Publishing is a $500 million company, which is very internationalized. We are a multinational company, probably one of the last one, Italian multinational company. We are selling in almost 50 markets, and we sell 22 million copies per year, which is honestly something. And we also are operating 8 offices around the world. Something that really people don't know is that our first market is Japan. The second one is Russia. The third one is probably UK, and so on and so forth. And Italy is just well, let's say, has recently become still being very important, not the first one. Okay, so that was the boring part. Now we are in second part. We see 3 fundamental facts. When I say facts, I mean that we don't see them as a trend or as trends, but essentially as facts that we can recognize very simple. The first one is that Facebook, it's not cool. Facebook is dominating the social network when it comes down to business. And obviously, my perspective today, well, not today, my perspective is both publishing and business. So the second thing is very important is that finally tablets and mobiles devices made it and exceeded PC sales. If you look at Apple, a company that a lot of us has loved for many years, also when they were releasing crappy OS, like the awful OS 7 point whatever, that was really bad. If you look at Apple, they sold much more iPhones than Macintoshes in 28 years, in just 4 years. So in 4 years, they sold more iPhones than Macs in 28 years. And iPad is faster. iPad is faster than iPhone, is faster than the VCR setup back in the 70s, the 80s. And finally, mobile, I must say this is much more, let's say, challenged. But in my opinion, at least in my opinion, mobile is a lot about apps, much more than browsing. I know that for this audience, it's a kind of a provoking thought, but for everyone, so someone who is not a geek or a nerd, apps are really shards of content and services that you can use without any hassle. So how do we work? We established this global digital team that I have the honor to lead, that is scattered all over the globe between Novara, which is Milan-ish, London and Tokyo. And we have a small team, because the team is much more or less, I don't know, 25 people, something. And we are working together, trying to seize the editorial knowledge in the company, which is huge, and obviously by hybridating it with digital knowledge and marketing. And we recently acquired a very nice and skilled a digital boutique creative company in Milan, adding another 20 guys to the process in order to boost, to accelerate our plan app. And the last week we opened it in New York City. So you see Beniamino, I can see Beniamino. So Beniamino, you see that we are kind of vivaci and just in the Flatiron district, which is amazing. So if you are passing by New York, 915 Broadway, I'm just offering you a great Italian coffee, guys. Main challenges. So, okay, we do basically two jobs. The first one is to sell more traditional product, core product, paper product with digital. And that is, I must say, an amazing success. In UK, we launched a new magazine back in February, and we channel 84% of the subscription online. Okay, and that's a huge success. But that, I don't want to say easy, but I mean it's standard. Then in the company we said, okay, how we can make our lives miserable. And the main idea has been, I mean, let's do something completely digital. And we were like, yeah, this is going to destroy actually the quality of our lives. But we are having a lot of fun. So when it comes down to digital content, and then I'm going back a sec to what we do. The main point is that apps are really a disruption moment, because honestly the web, except for probably some financial papers, hasn't provided a single viable business model for digital content in almost 20 years. And that's, I would say, simply the truth. Industry perspective, huh? Not soloing, not blogger perspective, not. I mean, as a corporate, before apps, you sold subscription of PDFs online, kind of thing, and or try to avoid Google News to spider your content, and a lot of other stupid things that obviously didn't work. So when it comes down to apps, what the main challenges we found were that, first of all, prices are really tiny. I mean, what we do, sorry, Beniamino, so I'm going back to the very beginning. What we do as a company, we are very, very good, and we are very recognized as a great publisher to help you to learn something. Both for language courses are a big hit, but also as a parenting publisher, a publisher that provides you some great parenting content to enjoy your time with your kids, and or hobbies. I mean, both for men and women, no pun involved. A language course, for example, how much does it cost? I mean, to develop a language course. Full disclosure, probably a couple of million euros, $2.5 million bucks, something like that. So, is that going to work with a $99 price tag on? No, never, ever. So what we try, at least well, let's say prepare to fail, but at least in a very glorious way, was to put an app, for example, our English course, which is not PDFs, by the way, completely redesigned and very high-level design, software, and cost involved, at 70 euros. To put out on the market a parenting app, I mean, how my body works. In Italy, it's very well known as Esplorando il Corpo Umano, at 15 euros. So huge price compared to the market. And very strong branded. We preferred to fail, but not to look shy to the market. Second, obviously, well, in Japan, for example, if you take the App Store, is not mainly games, it's games. Like 90+% of the content sold on the App Store in Japan, which is App Store number 3, was number 2 now. China, beginning of the year, took the number 2, is gaming content. So obviously, it's an additional challenge if you are selling something which is not gaming at a very high price. So we couldn't mimic the freemium model. We couldn't mimic the, let's say, price level, but we try to play a little bit with the model. So all our apps, you download it for free. You download them for free. Then you have some free content. Then you have pieces of content that you can buy with an-app purchases, and a bundle offering, which is, where is Livio? Which is, the ABC of the software market. And we are talking about content, but at the end of the day, it's just software, right? So should work. And finally, well, the huge offering is obvious, but that, let's say, overlaps very well with our vision on branding, which is very bold, and obviously we are, well, obviously, sometimes maybe not so obvious, but anyway, we are balancing very well very careful, the Android versus iOS development. So this probably you have seen one of these. These are the first 4 digital products. None of them is a cheap PDF development. Everything has been redone from the bottom up. The 3D production for the human body has been completely redone, and we are also thinking to other projects. And we got, just in Italy, which is a very tiny market, we got almost 600,000 downloads since July, with a huge conversion rate, which means that in a couple of months we got a break-even point, and we are making money from let's say from probably January on. No, before that, December on. So this kind of point worked. Now we are working to let's say, develop this pipeline also at the international level, and we are planning 30 launches this year, mainly in the US, Japan, China, Germany, and France. When I say launch, I don't mean that we are putting through the Apple dashboard a new app on the Chinese market, but that we are in China, we hire a Chinese team, we do the promotion, we do the marketing, we do the PR, and we actually launch in the sense that this term as in the publishing industry. And obviously we are a lot of fun. So as we say, keep calm and submit. Also, if sometimes we get like this, because obviously 30 launches in such a short period of time, it's not that easy. And this was the normal part. Now we have 8 minutes more or less to get the weird part. The weird part is what I call the Harajuku revelation, which is, I'm quite traveling these years, and let's say 6, 7, probably more times a year I'm in Japan at our office, which is the largest office we have, and around the world. And one of the most incredible experiences you can have in Tokyo is to have this fantastic. Is spend a couple of hours just just wandering around in Harajuku, which is a small, let's say, it's a small area between Omotesando and Shibuya, really close to a very nice park. If you ask to the taxi driver, Harajuku station is delivering. And when you have this fantastic time around Harajuku, you see all these girls and guys at some point dressed and made up like this. The incredible thing, at least to me, is that this is not about fashion. I mean, this is more than fashion. This is not about to look cute, which is it's what you can expect from an adolescent. This is a complete lack of respect for their parents. When I was young, I played guitar. Well, played it's not the term, in a punk group. But we did quite good. We did quite good, not as musicians. And this is about simply not recognize this entire huge, substantial cultural heritage from your parents. This is a bit like rock and roll in the 50s or the web in the 90s. It's not a phenomenon, it's not technology. It's that from that point on, there is a big gap between the two generations. And you stop thinking, dressing or like your ma and pa. And this is so, honestly, so astonishing in Japan, where you also, as Westerns, we tend to think that everything is perfect, tidy, ordinated, and so on and so forth. We have a very crappy government, like in Italy, where in Italy now it's better, but not perfect. And they have mafia. It's not a perfect society. But still, it is not a perfect society. There is this idea, or there are these great looks that are behind to be cute. It's behind to get engaged to someone. This is about, they seems like they kind of bio-evolve through fashion. They are transforming their body. They change the dimension of their feet, for example, so looking like strange animals. They are changing their color's eyes. They are mixing color in a way which is not fashion. It's just trying to foresee something which is both a little bit strange and the future. And obviously, if you talk to a Japanese, 50-something, he's just saying, I can get it. These girls, talking about the girls, which is socially is probably even more relevant. They are not interested in having children. They are not studying, working. We just are throwing away their time. Where the kanji for wife in Japanese, maybe this is a little unfair for Japanese, but is kanai. One of the kanji is kanai, which just means inside home. So I guess what the message is clear. And I think this is a very good, I think this can be an interesting attitude. If you take it out of context and we put it in the publishing industry, because we need a lot this lack of respect. In a certain sense, we have to get that since the dire times, since this great evolution that we are experiencing right now, we can decide what is really we should care about. And talking about publishing, it's product. Product, product, product. These are the three priorities of publishing, both from a brand point of view, an editorial point of view, and marketing point of view. All the rest doesn't matter. Just has to follow. Then can follow well, can follow less well, but it's just something that needs to support the editorial vision, because is what actually we do. So I think this little Harajuku moment, which is the new version of the wiki moment back 4 years ago, produced me, let's say, helped me to realize or to try to put together 3 very simple things about the future of publishing. The first one is that obviously you can't anymore think to sell both products, cover prices, and audiences, and audiences to advertisers at a very high price. That is not going to happen anymore. Obviously, you can get great money from advertising. You can get again money from cover prices, which is the very, very good news about apps and iPad. But they are not going to be enough. You need to put something else at work. Second, the big plan in the publishing industry are always being stick to the plan. Stick to the plan is back to point 1. I mean, sell the product, sell the audience. It's not, I mean, there is no more such a thing. Again, audiences are completely commoditized, and the power shift is a real thing. I would add, fortunately, but it's just me, not the entire audience, not the entire industry, sorry, and start to develop your branded product, because brand is a huge, I mean, I honestly often hear a lot of, I don't want to say stupid, but silly things about brand and branding, which is honestly, I mean, are just, you know, thinkful, I mean, or wishful thinking, or worse. In the sense that brands, publishing brands are our equity, is what the industry built often in 100 years' time or more. That's a huge equity we need to put on, to work. So start to develop your branded product and new services. Can be consulting, can be VC. A couple of months ago, I was, again, in New York City, visiting iCrossing. It's the Hearst digital marketing agency, working also for other publisher. Fantastic idea. I mean, that's exactly the kind of business that the publisher should also provide. And third, forget to market products and start to market branded ecosystem of product centered on people, not on board. Finally, this is very. I often speak about Axel Springer, but it's not the only one. Burda is another very interesting case. Ringier is another interesting case. New York Times is a very interesting case, and so on and so forth. But the problem for publishers, and we are talking about a group that invested half of its turnover, $4.2 billion in digital acquisition the last year. So they are really running this race, right? And the main point, having such huge values involved, has been so far, let's say, to like an arbitrage game, which is really something. I mean, this is really a publishing thing. I mean, try to be digital, not that much. Try to go there, slower. Now, a lot of companies, I mean this month of 2012, are becoming to say, okay, let's just full throttle it. Let's go for digital. I mean, it's gone. It's happening. So let's get to 50% plus made on digital on our annual turnover. And if you can, try to have fun in the process. Thank you very much.